with seeing Tenacity going into the support tank, Popol and Koopas here. Last pick for Geek Fam. Wow, I don't know if they still need a mage, but surprisingly support. If they want to be a little bit more mobile, they might pick up the Rafaela here. Or the Kadita, Kagura. They're all still options. Maybe the Kadita is what I go for here.
The Rafaela makes sense though. Because Wanwan's ultimate just gives her a lot of movement speed. If they're hurting out a lot, they can just back off with Rafaela giving them that additional movement speed. It's a viable pick, but I don't think Geek Fam would actually consider that right now. They want to even out the damage, and because of that, they're gonna go for the Lapu Lapu.
So that is gonna be the Lunox going into the mid lane. Oh no, it's is it gonna be a mid Isan Shin? So I'm just trying to figure out here who's gonna be going into what role. Again, these are teams that we're gonna be seeing in action here against international competition for the first time, especially for Geek Fam and a few members of BIGETRON Alpha. So again, man, exciting times really, and this is the joys of seeing the different regions play. As we're seeing an Indonesia versus Indonesia matchup, we're getting to see the best of Indonesia go up against one another.
Yeah, it's a best of 3 series here at the MPL Invitational. Indonesia versus Indonesia. BIGETRON Alpha, Geek Fam. So we're waiting for the game to commence. Just looking at the draft. Looking at the draft, it's kind of hard to tell though who's gonna come out on top. It's on paper, both teams look good.
Yeah, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Geek Fam ID here because BIGETRON Alpha running that Popol and Koopa tank or Popol and Koopa support, something that we have seen in the past. It isn't exactly a safe bet to go for or a safe lineup to go for because of it just having the Popol and Koopa there. It isn't that short of a tank compared to other tanks that we have. It is an option, but it's a risky option is what I'm trying to say.
Very risky option, and BIGETRON, typically we'd see a lot of these guys go for the early wave clear. BIGETRON clears the wave immediately and really challenges the jungle here for Geek Fam just to delay Baby Ruka in his item spikes, but Renvi and Frizz will force Dreams back and away from their jungle as a little bit of normalcy comes back here in this game.
That was really interesting to see BIGETRON Alpha rotate like that because they're rotating very similarly to how Execration rotated in game in the first series that we saw. So now we're just seeing a slow laning phase and everyone's just trying to feel out the map and the rotations right now. Good positioning there by Dreams to try to get an idea of how Geek Fam is rotating around the map, but little does he know that they're going for more bot side pressure here, knowing that they have to bully the Tams just a little bit to give a Schwan on that Lapu Lapu a little bit more room to excel here, because if they can give that to Lapu Lapu, slow down the rotation of the Toms, they're going to have themselves a good 4-man rotation for skirmishes in the Lunox Akai, Lapu Lapu, and that Isan Shin.
And man, BIGETRON, they're rotating as a 4-man unit. Well, I consider Popo and Koopa as another fourth member here.
So a 5-man unit.
A 5-man unit. Yeah, they're rotating across the map. They really want to make sure that they get the early advantage. Zun's gonna get shushed out of that pixel brush there, and yeah, it's a little bit of a stalemate here. We're not gonna be seeing any action until the turtle spawns. That's how I'm seeing this entire game.
Both safe and conservative playstyle from both of these two teams, just doing their best to protect their jungler, protect a certain choke point so that they can know ahead of time if there is going to be a rotation. As they potentially have spot out a rotation, they're onto Zuz, who just got caught by the Abyssal Arrow.
Oh, snipe!
Flame shot by
Flame
Taka.
shot. Sniped. Sniped in there. Good prediction on that flame strike, actually. Flame shot, not flame strike.
Yeah, even sort of broke the client just a little bit with how good that flame shot was.
Yeah, you have to report that flame shot. It was too good. No, we're kidding. But yeah, good on them to secure the first blood of the game. Taka, I did not see if an Abyssal Arrow actually connected to actually secured that. As I say, the turtle is a crucial point here to try to get the steal, as are going to be secured by BIGETRON.
Geek Fam, they couldn't advance position themselves a little bit ahead of time because Zuns was still trying to come back. Good read there by Taka once again. Abyssal Arrow catches out that Panda, but now that's going to be the stun and the damage. Not enough to take him down, but enough to send him back again. So that's going to be less time for Geek Fam to find the position. A good spot there by Taka and Dreams. This dynamic duo in mid is just controlling the mid lane for BTR.
Order of Brilliance committed just to escape the potential death that almost got handed on to Frizz. And yeah, this is what Geek Fam needs to watch out for. They should be very careful in their positioning because Bigetron, they know for a fact that, hey, Geek Fam, we know you like playing in bushes. We know that you guys want that to happen. Gets the blender and the 1,000-pounder and the eventual conversion onto that kill onto Popol and Koopa, but here comes the deadly daggers, the deadly poison singers by Max to take down.
Zuz, it was Zuz. The Deadly Dagger Poison Stingers Extreme 4. It's Renvi and Baby Ruka now trying to get control here over the top side. And now we're seeing once again the importance of where the supports are at times, where they are in the shrubs, and how they're positioning themselves to control key choke points in the map. Geek Fam and Bigetron are doing that so well. For the first few minutes, we were seeing Bigetron do that really, really well. Now we're seeing Geek Fam do that to be able to get a small win there. But however, it was Zuz that got taken out, but they were able to secure that first opening kill for them because of that.
Yeah, and this is Bigetron slowly. This is Bigetron slowly but surely securing the Geek Fam. Doesn't get as much money as they want. As long as they get the early item spike in the early game, they should be able to shut down Geek as they secure another kill there. Over to the bottom lane and equalizes the scoreboard.
Again, they needed to do that so that they can have more presence, a better presence and a better shot at taking this turtle here to take out that Tom. Now Bigetron won't be able to advance position themselves too deep to check that out. So I won't be surprised if Geek Fam will be able to secure this, but there is Dark Knight Falls available if Hellkurt wants to use it just to secure this turtle, but it looks like, nah, we don't need that.
I think the Dark Knight Falls is going to be saved just for, the classic way to play a Hellkurt. You're gonna have to start split pushing. And then if there's members from Geek Fam that's going to converge onto you, Dark Knight Falls to escape. But that's going to be the first turret going down as a big fight over here in the jungle is going to be commencing. There goes the Hurricane Dance, not really catching anybody off guard. And not a lot of bodies falling down inside of Geek Fam. Abyssal Arrow connecting the back lines. Baby Ruka is still relatively safe, but this is the middle lane turret tier 1 going down, and BTR wants to fight this. Daytona's welcome. Brands gets bit into the back lines of Geek Fam. Not enough damage, but enough to force Bigetron back.
They're not able to take down that mid lane tower here, but once again, we're seeing the power that Geek Fam has in their front line, having that Akai and Barras on their side. Bigetron, you saw there in that team fight, they were easily just shoved back because the only thing protecting them is a boy and his wolf and the tenacity emblem. That's not a lot. This is a pick-off lineup that Bigetron has here that in team fights such as that where Geek Fam initiates, it's gonna be really hard for them up until that 1-1 has 2 or 3 items locked in. Good pick off though, but they're not gonna be diving in. So Geek Fam, they just have to keep this up. They're playing this a little bit slow. I think they can play this a little bit faster. He's reading Zun so well.
Like every time Zunz decides to go to the Pixel Brush, he gets picked off by that Abyssal Arrow. And that flame shot.
Spotted, man. Like, that's just good scouting. Like, ahead of time, knowing the tendencies of the player.
Yeah, I gotta have to look out for Taka here, man. It's something that you have a Selena that's always actively throwing out the Abyssal Arrow to catch Zunz, or to catch anybody at all. But catching Zunz really gives Bigetron the information that they need that, hey, Zunz is here, we don't want any Hurricane Dances coming in. And that was almost a big skill for Geek Fam there. Almost losing to that.
Ooh.
Earth Shocker being used to deter as the turtle gets secured just to get information. Abyssal Arrow is going to be connecting onto Fizz. Daytona's welcome committed onto Hellkurt. And that is the kill. Now, Geek Fam will be sieging up this tier 1 inhibitor turret. It's going to go down. No problem whatsoever. And it opens up the entire jungle here for Geek Fam. And they will be able to secure a lot of these resources, potentially the tier 2 turret for themselves. is up for grabs here. This cannon minion is still alive and dishing out a lot of damage for themselves. A quarter of the HP left.
Well, it's really hurting them to not have a strong front line. The fact that there's two on the side of Geek Fam who can just bully their way through to whatever stuns or damage that BIGETRON throws at them. And they needed that extra frontliner there to create a little bit more space in the map to force skirmishes in other parts to give room for France on that 1-1. He's still behind. He's still trying to catch up here. It's a 3K gold lead here for GEEK FAM ID, the MDL team of GEEK FAM, just a few months ago, now playing in the Invitational.
Yeah, and it's working wonders for them. Daytona's welcome by Ren V. Gets the two-man stun onto Dreams as well as Repo. And this is Geek Fam just surgically securing the turrets themselves. They don't want BIGETRON to have any inkling of positioning as a Hurricane Dance on to Dreams. More than enough to secure this tier 2 turret in the bottom lane.
And now Geek Fam broke that. Only have that third tier to mess with in the bot. But now in the mid, look at that control from the Lapu Lapu and the Lunox, just waiting for that wave. That's going to be another secured second tier tower broken down by Geek Fam. And little by little, methodically and surgically, Geek Fam are just breaking down BIGETRON Alpha time and time again because of the strength of the lineups that they showed here. They can just do this. And earlier I said they were playing it a little bit slow. I guess I was wrong. They were playing it more methodical. And with that more methodical approach right now, they're actually just winning this game leading this game really well right now. And Geek Fam is showing a great look into what the Geek Fam team looks like now.
And man, Geek Fam, yeah, they weren't part of the
playoffs.
Playoffs, and it was BIGETRON that tried to get the championships themselves. But man, if Geek Fam managed to secure the playoffs with this lineup, I'm looking forward to how they're going to be performing in the Indonesian MPL, as the Lord is going to go down and get secured themselves.
Yeah, and now Geek Fam just have to wait for the Lord out here. The push in the top seems to be going well. They got waves coming in. They just need to play it real slowly. Don't push the waves way too fast. Let the waves naturally push by themselves, as Zuns needs to go back even just for a quick reset. So they're going to be going for the next set of waves coming in. Possibly, yeah, spawning with the Lord. So now this could be a big endgame push, or just a push to break down all the inhibitor turrets of BIGETRON. So it's good that they even have the Lapu Lapu. They even sent Xuan to control the waves a bit in the mid. So it's the waves coming in from in bottom lane aren't delayed.
Yeah, lane priority is definitely on the side of Geek Fam. They recognize this and they're sieging up all lanes here. They're forcing out the fight here at the mid lane inhibitor turret. Bottom lane is slowly going down as the top lane is being focused down by Baby Ruka. Beautiful use of the mounted shotgun just to deter BTR from pushing in. But now the Lord is knocking on the doors. Koopa is going to go down. Not yet. Turtle is going to get used. They're going to use the Hurricane Dash to deter everybody. And this game number 1 is going to go potentially to Geek Fam. The defense is still up here for BTR, but they gave up. That's game number 1 going to the side of Geek Fam.
Man, really just looking at it, I feel like it was a big draft win for Geek Fam Indonesia, considering, as looking back at the lineup again of BIGETRON Alpha, they barely